Hello, my beautiful loved ones. This is Adjua Beyond Infinite Alchemy. And if you see this, this is truly for you. Okay? I want to talk about the man, the woman, and the child. Very important, right? And a lot of videos circled around, and we as minute minds at times want to put a hierarchy on everything, right? Who's at the top? Who's at the middle? Who goes last, right? And on this realm, let's be honest, on this realm, when it comes to such divine energies, when you are moving in a divine form, there is no hierarchy within the balance of who we are, right? And I hope you understand that within its entirety, okay? Because according to society, the man is here to what? Lead, protect, provide, right? But obviously they play a much bigger role than that, right? The divine masculine, right? They're the ones who usually play with the children, who joke a lot, who play, who flip the kids, right? To still discipline, but yet has that hand for the for them to understand that they mean business, right? They're more logical, right? And I love that about the divine masculine because that role is very necessary, it is very needed, and is very on a very point of where it comes to survival, right? Comes to survival. So we cannot be without the man. But then we're gonna talk about the woman, right? According to society, the woman is the nurturer, right? The healer, the life bringer, the multiplier, and the teacher, right? See, what most people don't know is that when we go into the broader aspect of these great big empires, right? And they say, "Oh, the man leads," the woman is always the one that's whispering in the air, right? And though the man may perceive to be leading, a lot of times the woman has a big part in what he's saying, right? And that's a beautiful thing because that creates the union, right? Because though the man is very logical, the woman is very in tune with the emotion, right? And without emotion, right, when we go into the human anatomy within the limbic system, without emotions, decisions can't be interpreted correctly, right? So people who lack emotion, though they tell you the lack of emotion is more logical and it's better for decision making, but in actuality, the sentient part of a being is what create emotions. That's what make us human, right? So the fact that women are more in tune with emotion is actually a very beautiful thing. So when you tie them together within the union, then you make the ultimate decision and your decision becomes greater, right? This is why people are so stressed out about um that AI or higher intelligence, right? Because they have to decipher emotion based off of algorithm when in actuality emotion isn't based off of an algorithm. It's based off of in tune ether, right? Something a lot more higher than just the basic realm. If I can put it in simple terms, right? Um, so the union within the woman and the man, when you bring them together, that's what makes a dynamic force. You're 10 times more powerful, right? And you don't take away one from the other, right? Because the woman is the multiplier. The man brings the first initial thing, but the woman multiplies it times a million, right? Sometimes I remember in the past I went on a date and within one day, though they paid for my meal, they may have spent $50 to $70, right? But within that one conversation, I've told them how to multiply their money times a million. And then I've actually sat there and said, "No, make the phone call now. I'm going to show you how this works." And they're like, "Yo, I just first know on a 75-hour date, and I just came up $310,000, right?" So we the part that we play is very vital, right? I don't think there should be one. Well, actually, I know there shouldn't be one without the other. There's not a thought process that goes into that. So knowing, right? And then we have the children. Oh, children, right? The children are the life changers. Let me say this again. The children are the life changers, the lessons, the truth seekers, right? The truth tellers, and the enlighteners, right? Though the women also are enlighteners, right? The children bring forth another aspect of life. Why? Now, let me explain this, right? Usually, when you have life, right? When you bring life, it changes the dynamic of the divine masculine and divine feminine, the woman and the man, right? You don't know love until you know the child. Let's talk about it, right? When the child comes in, right, or is being created and comes to form within the physical realm, right, it gives purpose. When the man thought they had purpose before, it really gives them purpose, right? When you have to take care of the future, right? Because when you raise a child, that is the future. You learn lessons. That's why people say there's no book for how to raise a child, right? There are books that can try to put it in a form to make it a lot easier. But to actually live the life and do it yourself is a whole different game, right? A whole different thing. So to be able to understand that within itself, the children play a great role, let alone the children's ability to forgive, right? People take years away from their life based off resentment and hatred. Where the child, within 1 minute, a child can argue within 30 seconds, the next 30 seconds, they're best friends all over again, right? That is the beauty of the light within the child. And then it goes even deeper, right? The child will show you your reflection, right? The man and the woman can show each other their reflections, right? Because that's why they told each other. But the child, ooh-wee, you realize the traumas and the burdens that you may put a child through based on how they get brought up, how they interpret things, what you put on them, right? Sometimes I hear moms and dads say, "Oh my gosh, I do that." You don't know what you do until you've raised a child and see what child and what personality traits the child has taken on, right? So the child has a very significant role. See, we always thinking we're teaching children, yet children teach us times a million. I'm trying to tell you, right? And a lot of times we have to understand the bearers of truth because a child can't hold a lie, right? So if you're doing something that's wrong or incorrect, they're going to tell you innocently. Why? Because they're not faulted, right? They're not infiltrated, should I say, with the lies of society, right? So they naturally speak what they see. And though they may not know to say it a little bit nicer or rearrange it so that it makes the person feel more comfortable, it is still what it is, the truth. When many adults can't even face themselves, can't even face truth, right? So to sit there and think that we can say man, woman, or child, or woman, man, and child, or to think that you can put these categories of greatness into a category or into a hierarchy is crazy, right? We have to have the understanding to unite as one and stop competing and trying to be better than one another. Because once we actually become together, we will understand the role that each one plays, right? And in order to do that, we have to practice mindfulness, understand who we are, who the other person is, what role each one plays, and how vital we are to each other. Right? There is no such thing as a hierarchy if you don't have anyone under you, right? So technically, there is no such thing as a hierarchy because without the one at the bottom, you would not exist, right? You will be on the same level playing field, right? There is no one without the other. Therefore, there is an equal balance, right? And this is also in the form of duality, right? We think duality is good and bad, but in actuality, they all play for one sword. One is the lesson aspect of it, and one is the enlightening part of it. So I love you. and Ashe. Peace.